Well, hello there. This is the huggable, lovable Big Bear StarCraft 2, forgetting to close that. But you know, I am kind of starting to figure out it doesn't really matter if I close that or not, because all you have to do is look at the length of the YouTube video, and maybe I talk for like an extra 10 seconds, and that is about it. nAni says, I don't know why you random BM. Maybe you're frustrated at never winning a tour. I hope you stop BMing though. Good game, good luck. If I was Nightend, I would really be gritting my teeth. When people say stuff like this, it's kind of frustrating, but I do not actually know if Nightend in fact BMs. In the games I've seen, I've never seen him BM. But I mean, this is a tournament game, so at tournament gameplay, it's kind of disrespectful to BM your player, just because of the simple fact that if you BM at a tournament, I mean, you know, these players spend so much time, like a ridiculous amount of time, actually practicing and training and trying to find new builds, that if you BM, it's extremely disrespectful. It's like, I mean, this is like the NFL in a way, and that's just the fact that these players do get so competitive, and it's all competitiveness, and it's actually a little bit more competitive than the like the NBA or the NFL or something like that, like, because those are team sports and you do get paid regardless. With these, it solely depends on, in fact, your effort to see if whether or not you are actually good. And you can see that that was a cute little thing that Nine did, and he's just kind of checking for any sort of proxy gateways, any sort of proxy cannon play that Nightend will do. And Nightend, I mean, he's a pretty solid player. You guys did see him take out Sajao, and Sajao is no easy feat. Now, I do not really know what the PvP game has turned into, just because of the simple fact that the 1.3.3 patch did add an extra 20 seconds on that warp gate timing, and that kind of destroys the 4-gate attack. So I'm guessing that we'll be seeing more and more stalker rushes. Maybe we'll actually see what Nightend opts for and what nAni opts for. And since this game is kind of relatively new, I mean, you know, people really haven't gotten some sort of build order that they really can find works, because most PvPs were just 4-gate versus 4-gate. And you can see, I mean, so far it's all standard. Both players are going to be throwing these things down. Now, what I want to say is that I did just co-cast with version, and, you know, that was a lot of fun. I really like the co-casting, and I think what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to bring one co-cast to you guys per week, and that is just because I want to show you guys some support. I have another co-caster who, I am not going to lie to you guys, I really like this guy. Not one of you guys has probably heard of him. And actually, Nightend stealing the gas, you don't really see this on a PvP, but stealing the gas nonetheless, with his 160-second time, it will probably take him forever. And Nightend is actually opting for double gas, so I'm guessing right now that Nightend is going to be going for some sort of stalker rush. We shall actually see what he opts for. Maybe some sort of Stargate play. I don't really know. I mean, it's hard to tell, but with this simulator here actually blocking the gas, it will be hard for Nightend to go for anything other than some sort of delayed 4-gate push, and you can see that that is actually what he is doing. But the 4-gate push is going to be a little bit less ineffective, because like I've been saying before, there's 20 extra seconds on that 4-gate before it in fact finishes. Nightend is still kind of producing off of one gateway though, and so now he's going to be throwing down a second gateway. And, I mean, let's just see what he decides to do here. I don't really know what he's going to decide to do. I mean, nAni did just go for a delayed 4-gate push, and he's just saying, you know what, you can steal my gas. I'm just going to go for an extremely late 4-gate, and there is the proxy pylon. Now, this is a good spot to put it because it's completely coved in. You know, all of this here, you cannot touch it, and all you have to do is have vision of the high ground, and you'll be fine. That's what the stalker here is going to be for. So this is good build by nAni, and it's just a good way to adapt to what Blizzard has done and just kind of given a more delayed 4-gate. You can see that Nightend is actually going to be opting for a 3-gate robotics is what it looks like. Actually, 2-gate robotics bay is what he looks like he's doing. He's not actually chrono boosting this at all, so I think he's going to be saving the majority of his chrono boost for the Immortal. But the warp gates are done, so his 20-second advantage is in fact over now. He really should be taking out this pylon. Oh, actually, the pylon cannot actually see on the top of this high ground, so that pylon will be relatively ineffective. Now, I think it's up to Nightend to in fact hold this off, and you can see a lot of stalkers are going to be pushing up the front, and there's not very much that he can do, so he's just going to opt to block this off. I really like this play, and now he really does need to destroy these pylons and not let them go up, because if he, and there's another force field. Amazing play by Nightend actually to hold this off. Now he really needs to get this Immortal out and get more sentries up, because sooner or later he actually will run out of force fields here, sadly enough. And there comes 2 more sentries. Actually, this is this is kind of really cool. I really like this play, but with that, I think that nAni is going to win. Oh, actually, no, force fielding again, but that force field was off, so these units will stream in, and he was desperately just trying to get out an Immortal, and now he's going to have 4 sentries, but are going to be absolutely useless against the Stalker play, and so actually going to force field again. This is really, really good play, just going to keep the force field going, and now he's going to warp in a sentry and another Zealot, so he's going to be going for his sentry Zealot play, and this is really just going to keep the other forces, but he really needs to force field. If he doesn't force field, all these sentries are going to get in, and all other forces. Now there are 2 more sentries in here, but the Immortal here is going to actually just stream back. There's going to be a lot of sentries actually going down. So the sentries actually do a surprising amount of damage, but this Immortal back here is going to be doing the main beef of the damage. And with this Immortal out, I think he will actually be able to hold off this 4-gate push. Actually, no, scratch that. There's a lot of sentries and a lot of Zealots. So Zealots are going to be continually warping in. He's going to be pulling pros off the line, and he needs to keep this Immortal alive, because if this Immortal does in fact die, he will lose this game pretty handily. The sentries in the front actually acting like Zealots, and he will actually push this back, but I have to ask you at what cost. He is losing a lot of probe. There goes another probe, and now there's a second Immortal kind of streaming out here. He's going to be warping in Stalkers desperately. Look at how fast this guy does, how much damage this guy does. He does in fact like 3-shot, but now he's stuck behind a sentry, so all the sentries are actually going to be his own demise, and I think that will be the demise for Nightend, and Nightend says GG. So I don't really know what nAni was talking about with the BM, because that was no BM, but maybe he did just BM last tournament and he is just trying to be respectful. Really, really good play by nAni, just to say, you know what, I will just stick with the classic 4-gate style. However boring it is, if it is effective, I say do it, because these players are playing for a lot of money. So it is important to play and know that you are going to win, and if you're going to win, you know what, do it. I don't think that there is such thing as cheese, and you know, like, well, I mean, obviously there is cheese, but like, if cheese wins you the game, there's no reason to cry about it, because you just didn't hold it off, and so it was obviously more effective than your strategy. This is Big Bear StarCraft 2, signing out.